Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Title sponsor of Donnie and Dolly, the team on a check, is Able Auctions. Meanwhile, it is Monday. All of our guests today, including Corey Hirsch, are sponsored by Basant Motors. Basant Motors trying to do Santa's job again this Christmas. They're giving away gifts with all purchases. Learn more at basantmotors.com. Canucks with major moves yesterday, including letting go of both Jim Benning and Travis Green. Here to talk about it from Sportsnet 650, Canucks analyst supreme and ex-Canuck goaltender Corey Hirsch. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Basant Motors, I thought Santa was sponsored by, like, the Roxy, no?
Always, yeah. Co-sponsor.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. I'm looking at your Hockey DB page. A beautiful picture, by the way. But I'm noticing you were with the Canucks, and I should have remembered this, but during the Mike Keenan era where there was a lot of turmoil. How would you compare that era? And we just did this in the first segment, that era to what we're seeing right now.
Not even remotely close. That was, the Mike Keenan was like acting GM, but this is bringing in really good people. This is bringing in Stan Smeel. This is bringing in Ryan Johnson. This is bringing in Scott Walker, Bruce Boudreau. I can't say the same at that point. I mean, I was there. It was like you didn't know who was running the organization. Mike always wanted to keep people guessing. So I think this is a really good move. Whereas in that sense, that was not a good move. And I think they'll do a good job. I compare this to Cam Neely in Boston. You need somebody that has the jersey logo, over their heart on their sleeve. Cam Neely has that in Boston. Stan Smeel is that here. And you need somebody that loves the Canucks and wants them to succeed. That's the best comparison that I can make.
Do you think Stan is going to do this, like be a president or GM full-time?
I don't know long term. I don't see it as a GM. I think they'll bring somebody in.
Okay.
But Stan could end up president. He could end up president be prime minister. I mean, that's how much we love Stan, right? He's just he's the best. He really is. So I think it's a good move. You never know. Maybe they do some great things and Stan does end up the GM. I just like that he's back in a position where his opinion matters, and I'm not sure it did with the last regime.
Where did it go wrong for Jim Benning, Corey?
I think the fact that he probably isolated himself with John Weisbrod. They didn't really consult with much of their team. They just kind of kept it within the two of them. So, it's especially in the NHL, it's a massive group effort. You got to talk to people that have seen all the teams. And I'm not behind the scenes, right? This is just stuff that I'm hearing. So it's my opinion that, that they needed to use more of their staff and that they didn't.
So Corey, what does Bruce Boudreau have to do that Travis Green couldn't do?
You know what? I don't think this is on Travis Green. I don't think it is at all. I think this was on what the players they gave him. I think he's a good coach. If there is anything, probably a stronger defensive system than what Travis had. And Travis, he wanted to go all the time. So if anything, probably a stronger defensive system. They give up way too many scoring chances.
Patterson, Besser, this team's not going anywhere until these two start producing, Corey. What's got to happen there?
That's a very good question because Travis and his crew couldn't figure it out. So what is the difference that Bruce and Scott Walker? I don't know. What I will say is that I think other than Quinn Hughes and Thatcher Demko, nobody is untouchable. So I'm not saying that Pettersson and Besser are going to get traded or anything like that. I don't know. I don't have any inside knowledge. But if things don't improve for those two, definitely they might be guys that see themselves in a different situation, probably more so Besser than than Pettersson. I'd be disappointed if they gave up on Pettersson, but when you're not playing well and producing, eventually that's what happens, right? You get moved on.
What do you know about Bruce Boudreau, Corey?
What do I know about Bruce Boudreau? There's a story that Russ Cordell tells. And Russ says that when he went to Toronto and a lot of the other guys weren't very good to the rookies, hazing and all that, Bruce Boudreau really took care of them, didn't allow that to happen, and was just a very extremely ethical, good man. And Russ never forgot that. He will never forget it, that he took care, he protected him really from all that crap. And that was back in the 80s when, hazing was legit. So he's a very good ethical man, and he'll drop the odd F-bomb in a media conference.
Wow. Not on this show, hopefully.
Hey, we're very aware that we're very aware that he drops the odd F-bomb, right? Everybody's
He's just a good human.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to run that clip a little bit later from HBO. Hey, how do you explain his success in the regular season and lack of success in the playoffs?
Again, another good question. Jeez, did you guys take a course in the last little while about you guys are
we're just getting old. That's all it is.
Columbia Academy of Broadcasting.
I know Donnie is. I've worked with him quite a bit. I apologize, Donnie. You had to watch me play, though. I mean, that's a whole other story.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's get back on track. But Brucey Boudreau, I don't know, right? I mean, everybody says that didn't have success. The Stanley Cup is hard to win. To get out of the first round is hard. After you get out of the first round, ask the Maple Leafs, right? Everybody wants a chance at the Stanley Cup. First round, everybody will say is the hardest round. So sometimes it's the personnel you have. Sometimes maybe you get out coached. I don't know, but all I know is that the Stanley Cup is a ridiculously hard trophy to win, and we judge people for not winning it, right? But he gets his teams to the playoffs. At least you get a chance at the dance, right?
One more, Corey. You travel with the Canucks, do you not, on a regular basis?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I do travel with them, yeah.
Anything you notice about this group versus other groups in the past?
Not so much in terms of I'm looking at them and going, no, they're very cohesive. Like, they get along really well. I will say this is that when I watch them walk by, I'm thinking, holy crap, are these guys young? Young millionaires, right? Remember when teams would have 35-year-olds and guys would look older, like Dave Babbage, and man, are they young now. So I would say this. I think they do need some bigger, stronger players, if anything, size-wise. But as far as traveling with the team, they're good guys, right? They want to win. They don't ever go out there and say, I'm going to try and play as bad as I can, right? They always do their best. I think what happens on the ice is where they struggle. Off the ice, they seem to be very cohesive. I don't notice anything different than any other team.
Okay. So the representative for all really old NHL players is and always has been Dave Babbage. That's what you're saying.
It is, yeah, because it's his mustache. And if you ever saw him with his shirt off, he actually looks like a bear. He is that big.
Yeah. You don't want to mess with Dave.
What floor are you on,
No,
Corey?
you don't.
Corey, what floor are you on? You look like you're in the
I'm
sky.
on 6. I'm on 6. Yeah,
Okay.
in my apartment right now. I've got a view of English Bay.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
That's how I roll, because
how many-
I'm better than you, Rick.
How many tankers? How many tankers out there, Corey?
I can't see them because the weather's not very good, but there's probably usually at least 6 or 7. I'm about 3 blocks away from the barge that
Wow.
that's that up. Yeah. What are they going to do with that thing?
Yeah,
Turn it into a restaurant?
I would.
Any sign of green or betting on that barge by any chance?
Yeah.
You know what? I thought it would be great. You level it out and you make it into like an outdoor road hockey thing, right? Because it's got boards. It's got.
Yeah.
I thought that would be cool.
Or box
I'm
lacrosse.
Hey, just
Yeah,
stick to hockey analysis,
Yeah,
okay?
right.
Corey? I'm sending my kids on a barge to play ball hockey.
Shameless plug.
Okay.
I've got a podcast coming out with the Players Tribute December 15th. We interviewed Bubba Watson, Kurt Warner.
Oh, okay.
It's basically my story
Oh, nice.
with a good ending, right?
Very nice.
I'm still waiting for that good ending for me, but it's my story. It's like guys with stories like that went on to do great things. So thank you for that. I know you didn't really talk about that, but I'm going to do it for myself anyways.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime, Corey. We'll be
So
listening.
look for that.
We'll be listening.
Always
Thanks,
good,
guys.
Corey. We'll get you back
Thank
on.
you
Thanks
so
so
much.
much. Always
Love it.
interesting
Okay,
in
guys.
Canuck land. Thanks, Corey.